MKUltra was that TIO was actively involved in trying to proliferate mass mind control and also being able to find an individual subject and be able to change their behavior.
The internet is in absolute panic right now, because during a live stream that was supposed to be harmless, calm, and perfectly controlled, Erika Kirk suddenly froze in place in a way that looked nothing like a normal pause, buffering delay, or camera hiccup. Viewers swear they watched her face distort, her blink pattern break, and her mouth move without sound, almost like a robot whose programming glitched mid-sentence. Clips of the moment are going viral at lightning speed, slowed down, zoomed in, analyzed frame by frame, with everyone asking the same question. What was that? Because this wasn't a regular tech issue. It wasn't a dropped frame. It wasn't a bad Wi-Fi moment. It was eerie. Mechanical. Unnatural. At exactly the 17:03 timestamp, Erika's expression goes blank, not confused, not distracted, but empty, as if her mind shut off while her body remained upright, blinking in a rhythm that made viewers feel uncomfortable. Then, in a split second, her jaw shifts sharply to the side, her eyes refocus too quickly, and she continues speaking mid-word with no transition, no acknowledgement, no awareness that anything happened at all. Fans immediately flooded the chat. Did she just glitch? Why did her face move like that? That was not human behavior. She looks like someone rebooted her. Some are calling it an AI moment. Some say it looked like dissociation. Others swear it was proof she was being fed lines through an earpiece that lagged. But the most viral theory? That Erika is so tightly scripted, so media-trained, so controlled by TPUSA's image machine that her human software slipped for a second, revealing the robotic performance underneath. And the scariest part? Insiders say this isn't the first time. Long before the internet caught yesterday's shocking robot glitch, people had been whispering about something off about Erika Kirk's on-camera behavior. Not just her polished delivery. Not just her perfectly rehearsed answers. Not just her eerily consistent tone and posture. Something deeper. Something viewers couldn't quite articulate, until now. Because this didn't start with the viral 17:03 moment. This didn't start with the livestream pause. This didn't even start with her joining TPUSA as a political influencer. The cracks in Erika's public persona began years ago, in interviews, Instagram stories, podcast appearances, and behind-the-scenes footage that fans thought were harmless quirks at the time. But looking back now, people are noticing a pattern so uncanny, so repetitive, so strangely mechanical, that yesterday's glitch suddenly makes everything else make sense. There were the interviews where she blinked in perfect intervals, almost timed, like a metronome ticking inside her head. There were clips where she smiled too widely, then snapped out of it as if someone had turned her expression on and off like a switch. There were moments where she paused for exactly one beat, never half a second, never 2 seconds, before delivering scripted, rehearsed lines. People used to laugh it off. OMG, Erika is such a perfectionist. She must practice her media training like crazy. Her PR team has her programmed like a news anchor. But after last night? Those jokes don't feel like jokes anymore. Because Erika didn't blink weirdly. She didn't freeze cutely. She didn't pause politely. She glitched, with the kind of unnatural facial lock and mechanical recovery that even seasoned broadcasters don't experience. And here's where the story gets even more unsettling. TPUSA has a long history of overpolished personalities, rigid talking points, aggressive media grooming, and intense pressure to present perfect, right-wing spokespeople who never break character. Insiders claim Erika quickly became one of their most heavily managed influencers, with staffers scripting her broadcasts, approving her wardrobe, curating her talking points, and even vetting the tone of her jokes. Some say she embraced this willingly. Others say she had no choice. But what everyone agrees on: Erika's public persona has always looked more manufactured than authentic, like someone following commands rather than expressing thoughts. Former TPUSA interns have anonymously described Erika as too rehearsed to be real. Pausing like she's waiting for a cue. Speaking like she's reading internal code. Looking at people but not actually seeing them. One even said, "Being around her feels like standing next to a hologram." Harsh? Maybe. But after the live stream glitch, people are revisiting these statements with new eyes. Because this wasn't a normal PR-trained moment. This wasn't just poor Wi-Fi. This wasn't typical influencer awkwardness. The glitch aligned with rumors that TPUSA has been experimenting with advanced teleprompting, hidden earpiece coaching, real-time political scripting, and even AI-assisted talking point generation, systems designed to keep their influencers on message at all times. And Erika? She became the poster child for this system. But her transformation didn't happen overnight. Her early footage looks natural, clumsy, expressive, human. She laughed too hard. She rambled. She fumbled her words. Then suddenly, viewers noticed a shift. Her tone became monotone. Her delivery became seamless. Her reactions became delayed. Her emotional range dropped to almost zero. Some fans blamed stress. Some blamed pressure. Some blamed the intense demands of her internal role at TPUSA. But others, quietly at first, wondered whether Erika was being trained, coached, or controlled into becoming a political mannequin rather than an influencer. Still, most people ignored it. Until last night. Because nothing about the 1703 glitch felt human. Witnesses say her pupils constricted sharply, her mouth twitched sideways at an unnatural angle, and her head tilted just a fraction too smoothly before snapping back into performance mode. She resumed talking mid-syllable, not even acknowledging the freeze, as if she didn't know it happened. It was the same kind of blank dissociative freeze that people fake in movies to depict robots malfunctioning, except this wasn't a script. This wasn't editing. This was live. Viewers immediately clipped it, slowed it down, and noticed three eerie details. Her blink pattern completely changed. Before the glitch, normal, rhythmic blinking. During the glitch, none. After the glitch, rapid blinking, like a system reboot. Her jaw moved before her expression did. That does not happen in normal human motor response. It looked like her face was tracking two separate movement signals. Her voice cut out, but her lips kept moving. And not like someone mouthing words. Like software lagging before audio reconnects. People immediately created theories. Is she using AI voice sync tech? Is she reading deepfake teleprompters? Is TPUSA feeding her real-time talking points? Is this literal MK Ultra glitching? But the strongest theory gaining traction? That Erika's entire brand, her tone, her delivery, her messaging, her persona, has become so scripted, so over-controlled, and so internally manufactured that her real self slipped for a second and the tightly programmed shell malfunctioned. And here's where this becomes much bigger than Erika. Multiple TPUSA insiders have leaked anonymously that the organization is obsessed with perfect messaging, flawless optics, and controlled delivery. They have allegedly developed a system where influencers are given predetermined speaking cadences, exact emotional beats, real-time corrections via hidden in-ear communication, AI-generated phrasing, personality frameworks to stay in character. One insider said, "It's like they want their influencers to function like machines, predictable, polished, controllable." So when Erika's glitch happened, when her face froze, when her eyes unfocused, when her jaw jerked, when she resumed talking like nothing occurred, people didn't see a tech issue. They saw a machine breaking character. They saw the cracks in the manufactured persona. They saw the human underneath struggling against something, whether it was pressure, scripting, or a system too rigid for any person to maintain flawlessly. And here's the part that shocked viewers even more. This wasn't the first glitch. Clips resurfaced from months earlier. Erika freezing mid-answer on a podcast. Her smiling too long before snapping out of it. Her eyes shifting like she was reading invisible text. Her voice stalling before resuming at a pitch slightly too high. Nobody cared then. Now? People see the pattern. And insiders claim Erika has been under extreme pressure recently, pressure that would break almost anyone. TPUSA has reportedly forced her into an impossible role. The perfect wife. The perfect conservative woman. The perfect influencer. The perfect spokesperson. The perfect representation of their brand. And perfection cracks. Perfection glitches. Perfection collapses when reality can't sustain the facade. Which leads to the most terrifying question viewers are asking. If Erika Kirk glitched ON camera, how many times is she glitching OFF camera? And what, or WHO, is causing it? The moment the glitch clip hit the internet, the reaction was instant and violent, not confused, not curious, but terrified. People weren't asking, what happened? They were asking, what did we just witness? Because the more viewers replayed the moment, the more impossible it felt to explain with normal excuses like lag, buffering, or a broken webcam. Within minutes, tech analysts on TikTok began stitching the clip, pointing out frame-by-frame irregularities. One slowed the footage to 0.25 speed and said, "This is not compression. This is not latency. This is facial desynchronization, the kind you only see in digital rendering or AI face mapping errors." Another tech YouTuber with 3 million followers posted, "When a human face freezes, the whole body freezes. But look, during her glitch, her face locks up while her shoulders subtly move. That is not natural. That's a system override." And then came the engineers, the ones who build software for live stream platforms, and they chimed in too, saying, "Her audio and video didn't desync. Her did. This was no longer an influencer glitching. This was a system glitching through her." But the real explosion happened when someone leaked the raw screen capture from a viewer who had been watching on an extremely high refresh rate monitor. That version didn't just show a freeze, it showed her face flicker for a millisecond, like 2 frames merging into one. 2 Erikas. 2 expressions. 2 versions of her face collapsing into each other before stabilizing. And that's when the theories shifted from robotic behavior to something far more disturbing. Is she using a digital beauty overlay? Is TPUSA experimenting with face filter tech to perfect their influencers? What if she's not glitching, the filter is? Has she been hiding behind digital enhancement this whole time? The clip was reposted thousands of times with captions like, "The mask slipped. This is not normal. Someone is controlling her feed. Why does Erika look rendered?" But things went nuclear when an anonymous TPUSA employee, someone claiming to be part of the media department, wrote a message that spread like wildfire across Twitter. "You all have no idea how long we've been told to maintain perfect optics. If you knew what kind of tech we were told to use to keep certain influencers camera ready, you'd lose your mind." People demanded proof. Receipts. Screenshots. And the whistleblower delivered. They attached a photo, allegedly from TPUSA's internal training manual, showing instructions for facial consistency tools, AI-based smoothing, automated error correction, real-time gesture stabilization. Viewers went feral. Oh, it makes sense now. They literally program their influencers. This is not a human glitch, this is tech malfunction. But the most damning line in the whistleblower's leak? You'd be shocked how much of Erika's on-screen appearance is software. That sentence alone generated a million-storm comment frenzy. If that whistleblower was telling the truth, then what glitched wasn't Erika, it was the system TPUSA uses to maintain her image. And if that system slipped, even for a fraction of a second, it means viewers saw a raw, unfiltered, unenhanced version of Erika breaking through the digital shell. And that terrified people more than the glitch itself. Because her expression during the freeze wasn't robotic. It was empty. Emotionless. Disconnected. Like someone whose mind had stepped out of their own body. People started commenting. She looked like she didn't know where she was. Her soul left for a second. That was not a normal freeze, she dissociated hard. She looked like someone OFF camera was controlling her. And that's when the first major twist hit. A body language expert, one who usually breaks down celebrity interviews, analyzed the clip on livestream and said, "That wasn't a glitch. That was a psychological shutdown. The kind of shutdown you see in individuals who are under extreme pressure, coaching, or control." The expert paused the video at the exact freeze moment and pointed out, "The eyes. They don't lose focus like a person buffering. They lose consciousness. That is a trauma response." The internet stopped. Because this wasn't tech anymore. This wasn't robotics. This wasn't AI face filters. This was Erika's humanity glitching from the inside out. People began asking a question so chilling that it instantly trended #1 worldwide. What is happening to her behind the scenes? Comments were now darker. Is she being overworked? Is someone forcing her to maintain a persona? Is she under control of a PR team that dictates every move? Does she have the freedom to be herself at all? Creators began pulling up old interviews where Erika seemed shaky, stiff, uncomfortable, blinking too much, reacting too little. Clips where she appeared to panic for half a second before locking back into perfect composure. And viewers noticed something horrifying. Her eyes always shift to the exact same off-camera corner before she resets. Like she's waiting for approval. Like she's waiting for instructions. Like someone is telling her what to do. Which brings us to the second part of the twist, the one that turned a viral glitch into a potential scandal. A leak surfaced claiming Erika uses a hidden in-ear monitoring device during live streams, not just for audio, but for real-time messaging. Not pre-written notes. Not reminders. Live script corrections. Someone behind the scenes allegedly speaks into her ear, feeding her talking points, adjusting her tone, telling her when to pause, when to smile, when to redirect the conversation. And if that device lagged? If that device malfunctioned? If the person feeding her lines froze, hesitated, or gave the wrong cue? It could cause exactly the kind of glitch viewers saw. One insider wrote, "The glitch wasn't digital. It was her system desyncing from the person controlling her delivery. In other words, she glitched. Because the control system glitched." But the twist wasn't done. A second anonymous source stepped forward, this one claiming to have worked specifically with influencer training, and they revealed, Erika has the highest performance demands on the media team. She is not allowed to stutter, pause, or improvise. Every word must follow brand tone. She is coached like a machine. Then they added, anyone would break under that. Anyone would glitch. Anyone would dissociate. Anyone would snap when perfection becomes prison. And that sentence changed the entire tone of the internet. Instead of laughing at the glitch, viewers began feeling sympathy, even fear, for Erika. Because suddenly this wasn't entertainment. This wasn't a meme. This was a woman who may be losing herself under the weight of an artificial persona she didn't build, but now cannot escape. People commented, what if she's not robotic, she's exhausted? She looks trapped. This is not normal for a human being. She needs help, not filters. And just when the concern began rising, the first real bombshell dropped. A leaked message showed someone in TPUSA's media department arguing about Erika's mental state weeks before the glitch. The message said, she needs time off. She's not okay. She's spacing out in rehearsals. Another responded, she doesn't get time off. She's the face. But the darkest message of all? We just need her stable through November. After that we can reassess. Stable. Like she's a project. A machine. A tool. Something to hold together until she fulfills an obligation. Viewers were horrified. What do they mean, stable? What happens after November? What are they doing to her? And this is where the twist becomes sinister. Sources claim the glitch happened right after Erika received a live in-ear instruction, an instruction she did not want to follow. She hesitated. The system tried to override that hesitation. Her body froze in conflict. Her mind glitched under pressure. And for a split second, the mask slipped. Not because she's robotic, but because she's breaking. And the internet has no idea how far this goes. The glitch had barely settled into the public consciousness when a new video surfaced, a hidden angle recording from someone who claimed they were physically present in the room when Erika filmed the live stream. This wasn't a screen capture. This wasn't a viewer recording. This was behind the camera. A raw, shaky phone video secretly filmed from the corner of the room. And when viewers compared the hidden angle footage to the live stream glitch, they realized the horror. Erika didn't freeze. The camera didn't malfunction. The filter didn't glitch. Her entire body locked up. In the behind-the-scenes footage, you see her back stiffen, her shoulders stop mid-breath, her hands freeze mid-gesture, and her head tilt at a mechanically unnatural angle, exactly matching the live stream freeze. This wasn't a digital glitch. This was a human glitch. But what made the video even more disturbing was what happened behind her, something the live stream camera didn't show. During her frozen moment, a staff member off-screen suddenly panicked. You see them whip their head toward Erika and whisper aggressively into a headset. "She's freezing again, override her now. Again. Again. Again." This wasn't the first time. The internet exploded. What do they mean override? Who is overriding her? She's glitched before? What system are they controlling? People were horrified, because the staff member didn't run to help her. They didn't approach her. They didn't check if she was okay. They responded like technicians troubleshooting an unresponsive device. One influencer said, "They are treating Erika like equipment, not a person." But the video wasn't even the worst part. A few seconds after the staff member whispers into the headset, Erika's entire body jerks, a sharp, unnatural reset movement, and suddenly she resumes speaking mid-word, still unaware anything happened. Viewers slowed down the footage frame by frame and spotted something horrifying. During the jerk, her pupils dilate unnaturally fast. Her mouth twitches in two directions at once. Her left hand spasms and then relaxes instantly. Signs of a neurological shock, or a coercive cue system forcing her back into performance mode. People began screaming online. This is abuse. This is literal programming. Someone is controlling her like a puppet. She's not safe in that environment. Then came the next wave of escalation, a leaked audio file, supposedly recorded by an intern working in the media department. The audio captured a hushed conversation between two staff members during a rehearsal. "She keeps zoning out. She's not following cues anymore. We need the reinforcement device adjusted. If she breaks down on camera again, it's on us." Reinforcement device. The internet froze. Was that the earpiece? Was that some kind of behavioral cue system? Was Erika undergoing psychological conditioning to perform flawlessly? Some said yes. Some said no. But everyone agreed. Something was terrifyingly wrong. And then, as if the universe wanted to confirm everyone's worst fears, Erika glitched again. Not on a live stream. Not on a podcast. Not behind the scenes. But in a fan-recorded video at a public TPUSA event. A supporter asked Erika a simple question. "How do you stay so composed during interviews?" Erika smiled, too widely, blinked rapidly, then stopped mid-nod. Her head froze at a slight tilt. Her eyes stared straight ahead, unblinking. Her mouth hung half open as if a sentence got stuck halfway out. Fans around her gasped. One woman stepped forward and whispered, "Erika? Honey? Are you okay?" No response. Just the same eerie emptiness. Then, just like in the live stream, her entire body flicked back into motion like a puppet being yanked upright. She inhaled sharply and said, "Oh, yes, composure is important, ha. What was your question again?" Her memory reset. She didn't remember freezing. She didn't remember the question. She didn't remember the moment at all. The fan video spread instantly with captions. "It happened again. She's not glitching, she's dissociating. TPUSA is hiding something huge. She needs help, not handlers." But the shocking reveal came next, the twist no one saw coming. A former TPUSA tech contractor anonymously released a set of internal memos discussing content delivery optimization. People expected normal media jargon, boring workflow language, or scheduling notes. Instead, they found references to micro-cue reinforcement, visual obedience tracking, speech pattern stabilization software, behavioral compliance protocols. Viewers lost their minds. They are literally training these people like lab animals. What compliance are they enforcing? What are they using to track behavior? But one line in the memo stood out more than the rest. EK requires increased stability monitoring, unusual fluctuations detected during public events. Erika Kirk. They were monitoring her stability. Like she was a system. A device. A program. And then came the most chilling leak. A digital interface screenshot labeled Influencer Performance Dashboard. Under Erika's profile were metrics like tone consistency, 97%. Gesture accuracy, 94%. Script adherence, 100%. Emotional variation, 12%. Unplanned pauses, 3 incidents. Potential instability alerts, 2. 2 instability alerts. The glitch. The fan event dissociation. They were tracked. People screamed. This is a control system. This is human performance software. This is not normal media training. But one box on the dashboard was blurred, poorly, and tech-savvy viewers enhanced it. Override level, admin only. Override. 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 The same word the staff member whispered during the glitch. Someone. Somewhere. In that organization. Has the ability. To override Erika Kirk. In real time. No one was prepared for the level of horror this revealed, not even the conspiracy theorists. And it got worse. About 3 hours after the dashboard leak went viral, Erika posted a video to Instagram. A cheerful, overly bright video where she smiled too widely and said, "Hi everyone. I'm doing great. Nothing weird happened. Everything is wonderful." But fans noticed. Her eyes were dead. Her voice was trembling. Her smile flickered for a second, a micro glitch, before returning to perfect form. One viewer wrote, "That wasn't Erika talking. That was the system talking through her." Another posted, "She looks like she's being watched off camera." And then someone captured a reflection in the metal handle behind her. A shadowy figure. Standing just out of frame. Holding what looked like a small device. One comment summed up the internet's reaction. She didn't post this because she wanted to. She posted this because someone told her to. And if that's true, if Erika is being controlled, if her persona is a script, if her stability is monitored, if she is overridden when she deviates, then the glitch wasn't the scandal. The glitch was a cry for help. And someone tried to shut it down. The moment the second glitch video and the leaked performance dashboard hit the internet, the reaction was unlike anything the political influencer world had ever seen. This wasn't normal drama. This wasn't petty commentary. This wasn't light scandal. This was fear. Real, palpable, collective fear. TikTok went into total meltdown. Influencers who normally mocked political content suddenly turned deadly serious. One popular creator said through wide eyes, "I don't think this is funny. I think this girl is being controlled." Hundreds of thousands agreed. The comment section filled instantly. "She needs help. This is MK Ultra vibes. They are treating her like software. This is abuse, not media training. I feel sick watching her. Even creators who usually defend TPUSA went silent, refusing to speak, refusing to comment, refusing to risk being associated with whatever nightmare had just been exposed. On Twitter, journalists began threading the leaks, noting the bizarre terminology documented in the memos: behavioral compliance, gesture stabilization, micro-cue reinforcement. These weren't political terms. These weren't PR terms. These were psychological conditioning terms, the kind used in high-pressure corporate environments or experimental training programs. A well-known tech journalist tweeted, "I've never seen a media organization use language like this. This crosses into ethically disturbing territory." Another wrote, "If these leaks are real, TPUSA isn't managing influencers, they're engineering them." The post went viral in under 7 minutes. Meanwhile, psychologists chimed in with professional horror. A trauma specialist uploaded a YouTube video explaining, "Dissociation under intense control can look exactly like what Erika experienced." She listed the signs visible in the glitch clips: freeze response, delayed emotional recovery, involuntary body twitch, blank stare, immediate memory reset. Then she said something that sent chills across the internet. That wasn't computer error. That was a human being shutting down from extreme psychological strain. People flooded the comments. "Oh my God. This is worse than we thought. They're breaking her. Who can help her?" Even Erika's fans, the ones who always defended her, turned terrified. One wrote, "I used to think she was just awkward on camera. Now I think she's trapped." Another said, "I saw the reflection behind her. Someone was watching her. This is not normal." A third posted, "If Erika's reading this, please blink twice in your next video so we know you're okay." Thousands echoed the same sentiment. Protect Erika at all costs. She doesn't look safe. She looks like she's begging without speaking. On Instagram, celebrities who never comment on political influencers began posting cryptic reactions. One actor wrote on their story, "That glitch girl, that wasn't acting." A musician shared the video with the caption, "This feels like Black Mirror in real life." But the reactions that sent shockwaves through the entire situation came from former TPUSA staffers who had stayed silent for years, until now. One tweeted anonymously, "She wasn't allowed to deviate from scripts. Ever." Another wrote, "They monitored her like a pilot in a cockpit. It was intense." A third said, "I always felt like Erika wanted to say something else, but someone was always watching." And then came the most damning insider statement of all, posted by someone claiming to have worked directly on TPUSA media automation. "You all have no idea what they built behind the scenes. Erika's glitch was the tip of the iceberg." That sentence broke the internet. Suddenly people weren't just concerned about Erika. They were terrified of what TPUSA might be doing to all of their influencers. Conspiracy channels kicked into full force, claiming TPUSA had created an influencer control program to train, monitor, and override the behaviors of their top personalities. Normally these accounts would be dismissed, but after the leaks, after the videos, after the behind-the-scenes audio, after the reflection, people were listening. One YouTuber said, "This isn't a glitch conspiracy anymore. This is a control conspiracy." Politicians even started chiming in. A senator posted, "Manipulating public figures through psychological pressure is unacceptable in any organization." A governor wrote, "No influencer should be forced to perform under coercive conditions." The backlash was massive. It was immediate. And it was bipartisan, something unheard of in any Erika Kirk-related scandal. But the reaction that truly terrified viewers came from TPUSA itself. They went silent. No explanation. No statement. No denial. No clarification. Just complete blackout. And the longer the silence stretched, the more the internet panicked. Then someone noticed Erika began unfollowing people, specifically people associated with the media department rumored to be running the control systems. She unfollowed one person, then another, then 3 more, then the head of communications, then a coordinator. People wrote, "She's breaking free. Is she trying to signal us? Or did someone force her to unfollow them?" Even more disturbing, Erika's recent posts began glitching, literally glitching, with frames flickering, her face blurring for milliseconds, and her audio clipping oddly, as if whatever system was filtering or controlling her feed was malfunctioning under stress. One post had her smiling normally before the frame suddenly warped, and her face appeared expressionless for a single frame, then snapped back to normal. It lasted less than 0.2 seconds, but eagle-eyed viewers caught it. Comments erupted. The mask slipped again. This is not editing error. This is control collapsing. But the biggest reaction came when a viral thread exposed something even darker. Erika had begun liking posts at 3 to 4 a.m., posts about psychological abuse, autonomy, freedom, and breaking systems of control. Posts like, "How long can a person pretend to be okay? No one owns you. Being watched doesn't mean being protected. You are allowed to escape." People gasped. Is Erika trying to communicate? Is she crying for help online? Is someone forcing her to unlike these later? But then came the most unsettling moment of all. Erika went live for 40 seconds, then abruptly ended the stream. In those 40 seconds, viewers heard a shaky inhale, a whisper, "I don't know if I should," a second voice off camera saying, "Don't start," a sudden cut. The internet froze. That wasn't a glitch. That wasn't a malfunction. That was fear. Everyone now agrees on one horrifying truth. Her glitch wasn't the start of the scandal. It was the warning. And the real problem isn't a technical issue. It's what's happening to Erika behind closed doors. Everything changed when a completely anonymous account, no profile picture, no followers, no previous posts, uploaded a 15-second video that blew the entire situation open. The clip was filmed from inside the TPUSA media building, in a dimly lit hallway outside one of the production studios. You can hear footsteps. You can hear muffled talking. But the person recording is sneaking, hiding, terrified. Then the camera zooms toward a cracked door. Inside the room is Erika. Not the polished version. Not the smiling broadcast version. Not the filtered, controlled, perfect version. A real Erika. Her hair is messy. Her makeup smeared. She's pacing frantically in a circle, breathing hard like she's running out of oxygen. And she keeps repeating one sentence, over and over, in a trembling whisper. "They won't let me stop. They won't let me stop. They won't let me stop." The internet stopped dead. The person behind the camera whispers, "Erika, do you want help? Do you want me to call someone?" But Erika doesn't respond. She doesn't even notice the voice. She continues pacing, clutching her arms, shaking uncontrollably. She finally murmurs, "I don't know who I am without the script. Please? I can't remember what's real." The clip ends abruptly, as if the recorder panicked and ran. People lost their minds. This is not a glitch, this is captivity. She's begging for help. She's having a psychological break. This is a hostage situation disguised as media training. Before anyone could process the horror, TPUSA immediately issued strike takedowns on the clip across every platform, which only made the conspiracy worse. If Erika was fine. If Erika wasn't breaking. Why delete the video? Then things spiraled even harder. A second leak dropped, this time an internal emergency memo marked urgent. It warned staff. Do not allow EK unsupervised access to phones, recording devices, or personal messaging apps until stabilization protocol is completed. Stabilization protocol completed. That one line turned the scandal into a living nightmare. What protocol? Why was Erika unstable? What were they stabilizing her from? And why was she being monitored like a malfunctioning system rather than a human being in distress? But the true final twist came when Erika's OWN account, her verified page, posted something unexpected, unplanned, unpolished. A single photo. A blurry picture of a notebook page. A shaky hand in the corner holding the paper down. A shadow behind her, someone standing close. The text on the page was scrawled so messily it clearly wasn't rehearsed. I didn't forget the glitch. They told me to pretend. Please don't let them erase this too. Then the post was deleted within 43 seconds. Screenshots flooded every corner of the internet. Everyone asked. WHO deleted it. Was Erika trying to warn US? What does she mean, erase this too? But the real cliffhanger came from a live stream Erika attempted right after the deletion, a stream that lasted only 19 seconds before being cut. Erika appears on screen, visibly rattled, eyes glassy, breathing unevenly. For the first 10 seconds, she doesn't speak. She just stares off camera, like she's waiting for permission to open her mouth. Then she leans forward, trying to whisper into the mic. It's not me. I'm not. A loud voice off camera interrupts sharply. End it. Now. Erika jerks upright, like someone yanked invisible strings. And the stream shuts off instantly. Silence. Blank screen. No explanation. The internet erupted. That was not a glitch, someone stopped her. Who was yelling? What was she about to reveal? She's in danger. This is proof. And then, as if the universe wanted to confirm the worst suspicion, Erika's Instagram bio changed. Not a full sentence. Not even a phrase. Just one word. Help. It stayed there for 8 minutes before being removed. 8 minutes of global panic. 8 minutes of people refreshing her page non-stop. 8 minutes of speculation, fear, horror, and outrage. Supporters cried. Critics apologized. Conspiracy theorists celebrated being right. Journalists demanded legal investigation. But Erika never addressed it. TPUSA never addressed it. The shadowy figure in the reflection never reappeared. Instead, everything went eerily silent. Her account stopped posting. Her stories disappeared. Her lives ended abruptly. Her replies turned robotic again, too perfectly polished, too eerily calm. As if someone had taken the controls back. The final cliffhanger? 2 hours after the chaos, Erika's page posted a perfectly edited, overly bright, eerily cheery video where she says, "Everything is great. Don't believe rumors. I'm totally fine." But for a split second, a single frame, before the smile locks in, her eyes look terrified. And viewers swear they heard a small whisper beneath the music. Please. Don't stop watching. Nobody knows if she said it on purpose. Nobody knows if it slipped out. Nobody knows if someone tried to mute it. But one thing is now undeniable. Erika Kirk isn't glitching. She's fighting. And the world is watching a woman desperately trying to break free from something, or someone, tightening their grip every time she tries to speak. This story isn't over. In fact, the real horror may just be starting. Now here's the part where you, watching this right now, become part of something bigger than commentary, bigger than drama, bigger than a viral glitch. Because after everything we've seen, after the freeze, after the override, after the deleted post, after the whispered help, after the live stream cut off mid-sentence, we need to talk about the question that everyone is now terrified to say out loud. Is Erika trying to escape something, or someone, who won't let her speak freely? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Don't filter. Don't sugarcoat. Don't hold back. Do you think the glitches were real? Do you think she was being overridden? Do you think that off-camera voice was controlling her? Or do you think this is the moment Erika finally tried to break free and someone shut her down? And here's the part that's sending chills across the entire internet. If Erika actually posted that notebook photo herself. If she truly wrote, "Don't let them erase this." If her bio really said, "Help," for those 8 minutes. Then you tell me. Was that an accident? Was that panic? Or was that her last attempt to reach the public before the system forced her back into silence? Comment below with one word. Free, if you think Erika needs help. Safe, if you think the glitch was harmless. Watching, if you refuse to look away again. Make sure you like this video so more people see the truth the internet is trying to bury. Hit subscribe with notifications on, because if any more glitch happens, or any more leaked clip surfaces, or any more off-camera voice slips into the audio, I'll be here breaking it down the second it drops. Share this video before someone tries to make it disappear. Because something is happening behind the scenes. And until Erika herself can speak without being cut off, we're not stopping. We're not silencing. And we are not looking away. The next glitch could reveal everything.